Hi, I'm Elle McLogan. Welcome to a special presentation of The Dig. September brought back New York Fashion Week, a semi-annual event drawing editors, celebrities, and tastemakers to the most anticipated runway shows and glamorous parties of the season. But beyond the bright lights and big budgets, there's another side to New York fashion. It's the creativity happening underground and off the beaten path. For the next half hour, we'll shine a spotlight on hidden gems in clothing and design that are the heart and soul of New York style. First, as the fashion industry flocks to Soho this time of year, we meet a designer drawing inspiration from a different neighborhood.
A lot of our designs come from somewhat personal places. We have a good mixture of new, old, reworked, a lot of unique pieces that will be one of a kind. We like to use the remnants of things. Like, there's nothing that's trash. There's nothing, you know, like these scraps are gonna show up in an amazing way. Just give me some time.
Yeah.
I am Michael Graham. I am the owner of Savant Studios. I was just making clothes for myself, and people would talk about it or comment on it. And I was like, well, how about if I just made something and saw if people wanted it? We've been here at 1463 Fulton Street for just over 3 years.
How do you describe Savant Studios to someone who's never heard of it?
It's a creative hub. It's a community spot. We do a lot of events, performances, exhibits, book readings, workshops, and we sell really cool stuff that we make. Nina Simone is my favorite artist. Just her grace. We decided to put the sheet music to Young, Gifted, and Black on the back, and it became this thing of dignity.
Tell me about what Bed-Stuy means to you and what you like about having your shop here.
This is like very personal to be here. You know, we were in Tompkins Projects, and which is, you know, you throw a football right over there. But right now, what Bed-Stuy is to me the coolest neighborhood on earth. I don't know a cooler neighborhood. You know, when we first opened up, people would come in and they would say, "Oh, this feels like Soho." And it's like, nah, it feels like Bed-Stuy. That's what this is.
Is there a certain way that you hope people feel when they put on your clothes?
Yeah, I hope that people feel strong and bold to be exactly who they are. Clothing is transformative. We like to help people be the flyest version of themselves. That's it.
While the fashion industry this month set its sights on the trends of tomorrow, one local shop owner finds sartorial inspiration by looking to the past.
One of my favorite things is things that match. I just think it's such a beautiful look. This has really got a lot of drama, a lot of excitement. The prints. They had just fantastic prints. My name's Delaney Coppersmith, and I own Cobblestone's Vintage Clothing Store here in the East Village, and I just started my 41st year.
Amazing. And how do you describe Cobblestones to someone who's never been?
Well, I'll tell you how other people describe it. They always describe it as a treasure trove. So I have to agree with that. And I think that, you know, it's a lot of stuff in a small space, but I always think that if someone is ready to come in, they will find something that they like here, or at least find something that is kind of amazing to them or different. It's just special. I just love these kinds of things. I like the things that are a little bit odd and a little different. That's sort of been my rule of thumb all these years. I grew up on 4th between Avenue C and Avenue D. First thing I ever sold was this beautiful blue glass bead belt. It was $45. And I thought, well, we're on our way. The labels are so beautiful. Just so much history in labels and where some of these things came from. I think it says 1941.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's my favorite era. I like the 1930s, I like the 1940s. They're so polished, you know, with the hats and the gloves. And I just think people generally, you know, when they're dressed up, they feel differently and they hold themselves differently.
How would you describe your typical customer?
Well, of course, we're in the area with all the students, and I feel a little bit like a mother figure in certain cases because I'm just very interested in what they do, you know, and sometimes I think I talk too much because, you know, they're in here and I'm asking what they do or where they're from. We have lots of visitors, and you know, they got to go to lunch or something, and I've just, you know, taken up the time they might have found something to buy. And you know, we have a lot of people that come here from the designers who look for inspiration. You know, it might be the hardware or the shape of a bag or the heel of a shoe. But I recommend everyone to look into vintage. I know I've heard more and more that people come in and say, oh, this is my first time in a vintage store, and they're not really quite sure what it's really all about, you know, but they do see things that they like.
I bet you that you could get a great prom outfit here.
Oh, I'll show you one of them.
Oh yeah, that's fantastic.
Color.
It
I call
is.
Pink parfait.
What would you say is your favorite thing about fashion?
Well, I just think it's great fun for a person's personality to be shown on the outside. People have so much style from A to Z. And I think when you get up in the morning and you're trying to decide what to wear, it's such a fun and exciting thing to do.
What better place to get inspiration than New York City, and specifically this area?
People always ask me, are there too many vintage stores on this block? Because I think right now we might have 4. And I say, no. Never too many, because each vintage store has its own flavor. You know, whether they like the 80s vintage or the 20s vintage, that's what they specialize in. And everyone, what I do say is that I hope they just come from this end of 2nd Avenue and not that, because I don't want them to spend their money at that end before they get over here.
What do you hope for the future of cobblestones?
Is that I don't need a tall, dark, handsome man who likes dogs, keeping away from all this glitz and glamour. I just hope that I'm here forever.
Up next, we take fashion from the streets to the altar and even on your face. Stay with us. Welcome back to a special presentation of The Dig, all about style. Now let's meet a shopkeeper who believes that the perfect outfit starts with what's on your face.
Hi, I'm Margie Tony, and I'm an optical stylist.
And where are we today?
We are in my store in Flatbush, Brooklyn. It's called Stylized Optical. It's my baby. I wanted a boutique setting where it was kind of loungy. You come in, you get glasses, you don't feel pressured.
Tell me about your background. How did you find the world of glasses?
This is my part-time job that turned into a career.
Yeah?
I actually went to Fashion Institute of Technology for merchandising and buying. So I have the West Indian parents that gives you the roof, the love, and the food. And if you want all that extra little stuff, you're on your own. So I got a part-time job, and Lord and behold, 20 plus years, I'm still here. I kind of like it. It's still part of fashion. What people don't understand when it comes to eyeglasses, it's a gamut of looks.
Be honest, what do you think of the ones that I have now?
It's safe.
Truth comes out.
I knew you were going to put me on the spot, too.
Where are you from originally?
Haiti.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
And when did you come to the
I was
States?
7 years old.
Wow.
And this is the other thing. While we were in Haiti, you don't really have foreman to drive. Everybody create a business. Every one of my grandmother's sister had a business. So to be a business owner for Haitians, like, okay, another thing to do too. Yeah. And then we find our niche. Every single line I carry, there's gotta be something funky. So this is the Sabine B collection. She's known for her colors. Can't be faint of heart and wear this. Jack Durand. You want the style, you want the fashion, you want the kick.
What makes a bad pair of glasses?
Do you ever fitting?
Yeah.
Bad coloring, too big, too small. Oh, I've seen it all.
Yeah.
I used to commute and I would be on the train like, why did they do that? Why is this glasses slipping? Why is it the wrong color? It's like, it's a thing for me. Like, I love what I do. So to me, it's not really a job, it's a passion.
When people come in, maybe it's their first pair of glasses. How do you guide them?
Well, I was a psych major, so it kind of helped. Well, you gotta get a feel for the person. I think every great eyewear fitting starts with a conversation. You wanna know what they do for a living, what their lifestyle is like. Are they conservative? Are they artsy? Do they wanna blend in a little more? Do they wanna pop? That's all the stuff that decide which pair you put on them.
Is there any hard and fast rule about, say, face shape and frame shape? Is there anything?
Yeah, people say, oh, if you're round, you don't do this. No, what do you like? Let's just do you.
There's so many possibilities.
Yes, there is.
What do you think is your favorite part of the job?
Seeing people smile when they put on a good pair of glasses, it boosts their confidence, it boosts their self-esteem. When I fit someone, there's a look that happens when it's the perfect fit. Their body movement change, you see them primping their hair, they're looking closer in the mirror.
I can do this all day.
Yeah, trust me, my customers take out. You see what happens each time you put a different pair of glasses on, your personality shifts.
Oh, totally, totally.
I think people are more daring now than they used to be. You could be corporate, you could be businesslike, you could have a slight edginess to it. Have fun with it.
For some, one of the most important outfits is what's worn on their wedding day. This next story takes us inside the world of bridal fashion from a perspective not always considered.
And then we have this beautiful purple one.
That is beautiful.
Right?
Ivory and Maine began when I started searching for my own gown. I was looking for a plus size store. I could not find one. And that's kind of like how the whole thing started. I am Corinne Palizzi and I'm the owner of Ivory and Maine.
And what is Ivory and Maine?
Ivory and Maine is a curvy bridal boutique.
Tell me a little bit about the inventory here.
At Ivory and Maine, we have about over 300 dresses, designer name brands. We actually have a very high amount of mid-sized brides and smaller curvy girls and up to 32s.
Tell me what the typical bridal shop experience is like and how it differs from that of Ivory and Maine.
When a plus size girl is getting ready to buy her gown, she goes to the store, and what happens is most of the dresses are in sample sizes. So 12, 8, sometimes they pull in 18, those are considered plus size. Bridal runs small. In our store, the dresses are bigger.
And I imagine that takes potential anxiety or stress out of it. You know that you're gonna find something that fits.
Their whole face like glows, like they're so excited, they're so happy.
Ivory and Maine is the only plus size bridal shop in New York State, is that right?
Yes, we're the only first ones and only ones.
And why do you think, I mean, of all the bridal shops, why do you think this community of women has been so underserved? And what do you see as your role in providing something for plus size women?
I think what happens a lot of times is that plus size women kind of get overlooked a little bit, and 65% of brides are plus size. So you're really kind of like alienating half of your business.
And I know that some of your staff here began as shoppers, is that right?
Oh yes, me, Cassidy, Sam, Sarah, we've all kind of been in the position where we're like, okay, we need to find a dress, and you know, where do we go from here, or whatever it is. And I think that makes us relatable. We're not just here selling dresses, we're here understanding what your whole life has been about if you're a plus size woman.
Tell me about the emotions that a bride has when trying on like the dress for the first time. What's that like, that moment like in here?
So the emotions, not every bride, I will say, has the bridal tears. Some do, some don't. The moms always usually cry. That's like a given. Like we always have boxes of tissues everywhere in the store. We cry when they get to that point when they're like, this is the dress. Some of the girls, I'll look at them and I'd be like, I don't even know how you're gonna choose because you look good in all of those.
Like
so,
Chastity could wear anything.
Exactly, she can wear anything.
Chastity, when is your wedding?
August 28th.
And has your mom Terrell come with you for all the appointments?
Yes.
One of the biggest things in going to other bridal shops is that going in there and then not having a size. So when we came here and everything fits, it was like, okay. The experience here is wonderful. It's more than just a bridal experience, it's family.
I feel like I have friends. When I came here, it pretty much changed my life, that one appointment.
What do you think is your favorite part of the job?
My favorite thing is just to make women feel beautiful, especially in the plus size curvy community. Girls come in so defeated and so down on themselves, and they're the most beautiful woman you'll ever see in your life. I mean, the girls that walk in here, you're like, oh my God, why don't you see this? So it's our job to make them see it, and that's probably the funnest part about it.
You know, not everyone is the same size, not everyone's the same color, the same shape. It's important for people to see that. A statement needs to be made, and if I have to be the one to do that, then I guess that's what I will do.
Coming up, a local hub for custom couture and hats unlike any you've seen before. We'll be right back. Welcome back. It can be said that textiles are where fashion begins. In this next story, we'll enter a world of patterns and prints where design dreams become reality.
Cotton boucle. boucle with sequins, with paillette. We have with mohair. We have with ribbon. We have embroidery starting from things like this, which are very funky.
I love it.
Wool with some lycra. The vest for suiting. This is brand new collection. It actually just came in this morning. I'm Alice Goldberg. This is Mendel Goldberg Fabrics. We're on Hester Street in New York City. I grew up in this business from the time I was a child. This business and building has been in our family. I'm the 4th generation. My granddaughter, Eliana, made this. This was in 1940, and this business started in 1890. Wow. And this is the actual store with my grandfather, Alexander. We have the original skylight. In the 1890s, there was no electricity. In order to see in the basement, you needed a skylight. When I came into the business, I did what I knew, which was high-end couture fabrics. We have quite a collection. I will say that I buy for this store like I buy for my own closet. I don't shop price. I only want the best, because the best is always good enough. Hand-painted tulle with Swarovski stones. There is a fabric for every client. I believe now that we can hit almost any budget.
Tell me what the process is like for a customer coming in here. Is it often individuals? Is it businesses?
We have home sewers, which I love to work with. We have couturiers. We work with the Broadway shows. We work with the Met. We have designers that buy cashmere for headboards. I believe it's easier for the client to be able to see the goods, how it moves, how it's gonna drape. We're doing curtains for a yacht.
Wow.
And this is going to be perfect for her. We do a lot for bridal, and we have excellent seamstresses that make up the garment at different price points.
I feel like I would get inspired working in here every day and seeing all the colors and textures.
I love it. In fact, Louis always says when I go on vacation, he says, you're going to last 3 days. Louis is like family.
Louis, you've been here for 32 years.
I know a lot of the customers.
Yeah.
And then as soon as I walked in, hi Louis, how you doing? What's new? What do you got for me? And just show him all around.
Juliana, she is just fabulous.
What to you sets this place apart from other garment stores?
The personal connection that Alice has to all of her customers, and I don't think you can find fabrics this unique anywhere else in the city.
Is there anything in particular that the previous generations passed on for how to run this business?
The respect and the regard for the client. I think that's the most important thing in the business. That's what my father taught me. You never judge a customer. Everybody gets treated the same.
The legacy, what does that mean to you?
I'm the daughter of the owner. Sorry, this is very emotional for me because it is my father's business. I walk in here every day. I feel the legacy of my family. And I try to make my father proud.
For many New Yorkers, personal style means individuality, dressing by your own rules. Our final story introduces a local designer helping her customers stand out from the crowd.
My name is Yvetta Petty. I own Harlem's Heaven Hat Shop. I'm a milliner, a hat maker for over 30 years.
And tell me about Harlem's Heaven Hats. What is this place?
Well, this is your #1 destination for just about any kind of hat that you might need. I do a lot of very high fashion editorials. I also have the society girls that go to the Conservancy Luncheon in Central Park, and they go to the Veuve Clicquot, to the polo matches, you know. So I have a wide variety of customers and just regular people who love a hat.
I'm guessing each hat has a completely different price range.
I have a standard sort of an $89 price point, and then we have other expensive hats, custom hats that might have a $1,200 price point.
What sets your hats apart? What makes yours so distinctive?
I am not classically trained as a milliner, so I approach designing hats very differently. I like to use unconventional materials. I like to say I'll make a hat out of anything. Anything I see, it could be an old rug, I'd make a hat out of it. This is the Black Angel headpiece. She has a veil that's covered with Swarovski crystal, Aurora Borealis crystal. This is one of my favorites. I call it the Victrola hat. I always say the last hat I made was my favorite, but this one's my favorite.
You know what hat I really like?
Huh?
This hat that's wearing hats.
Oh, the hat full of hats. I want to see you in one of these dramatic pieces here. Oh, you are derby ready.
Oh, yeah. It's a whole new me.
Make a killer splash at a wedding with a matching dress.
Upstage the bride.
Well, we won't say upstage the bride, but you'll be looking real good. The number one thing is the fascinator.
Oh, yes. Tell me about this.
So, you know, this is the hat. I think for a long time, my biggest challenge was to get younger women to wear hats. They spend so much money on their hairdos, they don't want to cover it up. When the royal weddings happened, it changed everything. All of a sudden, young women were interested in hats, and I love it. These are very comfortable. And
It really is.
You can dance all night.
It doesn't even feel like I'm wearing anything.
Exactly. You know, I have wonderful customers that are in their 80s, and they're still so fabulous.
The ladies in the church always had fine hats.
Right.
That's the way I dress with like the ladies in the church.
I love it.
I bought 5 last week.
Tell me a bit about this neighborhood that we're in and what you like about having a shop here.
You know, I love having my shop in Harlem. This is a neighborhood full of people with style. You know, we appreciate dressing up and looking good, and it all starts outside on the street. This is a fashion town, and this is the epicenter of it.
What do you think is the power of a good hat?
You know, when you wear a hat and it's a fantastic hat and you know you look good, I think that people treat you differently. I think that when you know you look good, you feel good. It's like a confidence boost, but it's just a fashion statement, and it does make you feel like you can do anything. Hats are powerful.
We hope you've enjoyed this behind-the-scenes look at the creative small businesses that make New York style unlike any other. This has been a special presentation of The Dig. I'm Elle McLogan. Thanks for watching.